Hey guys, Professor Bill, Comic Book University, and Damage, issue number 12. Let's get right into who made this comic book. So we got Scorched Earth, the conclusion. This issue is called Hero. Storytellers are Aaron Lopresti and Robert Venditti. Venditti writing and Lopresti on pencils. Inker, Matt Ryan. Colorist, Hi-Fi. Letters, Tom Napolitano. Cover, Aaron Lopresti and Brad Anderson. So, and Damage was created by Robert Venditti and Tony S. Daniel. Man, so this is basically just the Damage versus Superman issue. The fighting was pretty cool. They set a precedent here. They indicated that Damage is stronger than Doomsday. Oh my. Oh my. We can forget that when reading some of the comic books, some of these comics, and looking at, who he's fighting and whatnot. We can forget just how strong he really is. He actually started to feel like he was nerfed for a while, but in this one, they're showing unadulteratedly. Yeah, Superman said, "You hit harder than anybody I've ever been hit by before." And if, in case you're thinking, did they forget about Doomsday? No, he says, "And I've died before." So I've been killed before. That's exactly what he's talking about. So he hits harder than Doomsday. That's good to know. Of course, one of these days we're going to have to get Damage versus Doomsday. Maybe that's how they'll kill him off. Honestly, I think that would be pretty sweet. Not that I necessarily need Damage to be killed, but Damage should be able to come back. Why not? That's what he does, right? So I think that'd be cool. A good way to maybe bring Doomsday back up to a power level that, we were like after he killed Superman and after Hunter Prey, what have they done with Doomsday, right? Nothing good. They've only chumped him out to people like freaking Robin, Tim Drake. I mean, come on, man. So that would actually, to me, that would be a really good idea. But in here, there are still a lot of problems with the comic. We've seen Elvis Avery learn how to be cool with Damage and to help control him and all this other stuff. In this issue, since he's fighting Superman, he's just pointing out, it's like, Superman was my hero growing up. And we see that. There's an old clip of Superman fighting Calibac way back in the day. So he's like, this guy's my hero. I wanted to be just like him when I grew up. Instead, I got stuck with you. Sorry, I actually read all the 12 issues that came before this. Yes, I'm including the annual. Elvis has been slowly but surely building a relationship with Damage. Would you be friends with a person who acted like your friend and then turned around and started saying things like this to you while you're in the greatest fight of your life? No, none of us would. So I guess this is one way to make Damage a bad guy again, like just truly make him a bad guy, I guess. In another way, I look at it as it flies in the face of all that we read before. It just doesn't make sense. Why build up that relationship and all of a sudden, well, here's Superman, and now he's just, whatever. I'm turning my back on, me, another version of me. It was cool the way they figured all this out. Superman wasn't actually able to beat Damage by himself. He just had to hold him off until, I'm not going to tell you the way that this book ended, the way that Damage actually got stopped. I do, however, they always show the timer. Well, on this, they started jumping through the time of the timer really quickly. And it just gave you at first it's giving me the impression it's like, lazy. But then I realized what they're doing pretty shortly afterwards. I'm like, okay, not lazy. Actually pretty cool. They're just indicating that neither is giving ground to the other. And I really appreciated that because we don't need to keep on seeing, we don't need to see another book of these two just punching each other back and forth, right? So this was a really good way to wrap up this story arc really quickly. Now, honestly, I feel like they might as well just ended the book. And when you get to what happens at the end of the book, what the resolution of this story arc is, what the resolution of this whole comic book title up until now has been, one, it's a shame that Ethan Avery is getting all of the bad press for this. That he's actually been considered the bad guy. You're the one who made the stupid mistake. That's okay. All teenagers make stupid mistakes. Yes, teenagers make stupid mistakes. Young people make stupid mistakes. It's part and parcel with who they are. But at the same time, the mistake of trusting your government, yeah, I can actually go for that. I can. I 100% can go for that. But at the same time, it's also still victim blaming because he had good, noble intentions going into this. The people in charge of him who cursed him with this damage program, they did not have the best of intentions for him, did they? So, morals are defined by culture. I know a lot of people say they're defined by religion. No, the culture of that religion, sure, but they are defined by culture. That's that. And all that being said, I just don't feel that the ends justified the means. The punishment didn't seem to fit the crimes in this. Yeah, Ethan goes nuts when he turns into damage, but at the same time, it's not his fault. And all these times that damage has showed up is because there's been some bad guy someplace. Here, it's mostly the military showing up, right? But sometimes it's poison ivy or it's whatever. This was just really weird, though. This was genuinely weird to me that this is the way they decided to end this book. Why? Why is he getting the punishment for all of this? Anyway, the book is not concluding. The title is not concluding. There's going to be a damage issue number 13. And once again, I'm really curious where that's going to go. I honestly thought, I've been saying this all throughout all of my reviews for this comic book, they're just building this up to be a fight with Superman at some point, and that's probably when they're going to end the book. Just had a fight with Superman. They're not ending the book. I feel like this would be, you read the end of this and don't read the, to be continued. Wow. I would actually really like to see, I would have liked to see the book just end here, and then eventually Damage can be like an inactive recruit for the Justice League, a reserve member. I think that would have been a good idea. But I just read comic books. I don't have I have neither the privilege nor do I have the responsibility of having to think up these storylines. I'm just going with my headcanon. But I don't know, I feel like it would be a good place for him to be, a reserve member, a good backup member, Just all of a sudden, okay, we're going to need the big guns on this. Call Damage, what? Just let's not see Damage for a couple of months, a year. Imagine 2 whole years of not seeing Damage. Him just being a prisoner, basically, here, while he's learning how to operate. I don't know what he can learn better. But I think that'd be pretty cool. Honestly, I think that'd be pretty hot. And then all of a sudden, he just shows up, helping out side by side with the Justice League. That would be cool. Anyway, I'm really tired. I'm not feeling this issue. It just didn't really do a lot for me. I felt like it was just like not a cop-out, but the next level below a cop-out. Not as bad as a cop-out. But yeah. Anyway, guys, Professor Bill, Comic Book University. Class dismissed.